T.J. Miller?
Kind of.
Remember when T.J. Miller totally got fired from Silicon Valley, but he pretended like it was his idea to leave?
God, yes.
Remember when T.J. Miller almost got a fucking federal time in jail because he called the fake bomb threat on a train because he was mad at a woman?
I do also remember this.
Well, his career is looking up.
I talked to Michael Bay yesterday.
Never heard of him.
And I haven't either. And he called and I was like, Michael, what? I didn't even say who. I go, Michael, what?
Call me when you're
What
serious.
do you mean? What, the Bay? What are you talking about? Water? What are you saying here,
Like a
Michael?
straight Andy Dick.
I'm sorry?
Like a straight Andy Dick.
You're right. That's exactly what he is, a straight Andy Dick.
Lake and Michael Pond. He's I would never call that man Michael Pond. But we were just talking about kind of being a maverick because I think he's a genre inventor. That guy like created a genre.
Legend.
He's
Legend. Michael Bay's a legend. Fucking legend.
Yeah, just ask Megan Fox.
Mm-hmm. Well, you can't because of the NDA. That you can't ask her. Unfortunately,
I mean,
It's totally
she just can't answer. You think Megan Fox? You think before she hung out with Michael Bay, she was wearing vials of MGK's blood around her neck? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Somebody broke her, and it was probably Transformers 2.
legendary. And he's talking about Maverick.
And also, forget Michael Bay. Imagine having to be in 5 movies with Shia LaBeouf. That fucking poor girl. I actually feel bad for Megan Fox. They broke her.
And you guys are both Mavericks.
Ew. Stop it.
Explain to me what Brian Callen and Brendan fucking Schaub are doing that is Maverick-like. I'd like to know.
They're flying fighter jets.
I think he's just looking at them through rose-colored lenses.
I hate you.
Virgie.
I fucking hate.
Virgie.
Get him out of here.
Virgie,
Get
fuck
him out.
off. Virgie,
Get him
fuck
the
off.
fuck out.
Virgie, fuck off.
Get him the fuck out of here. Hit his head on the door on the way out.
I'm going to throw you out like Jazzy Jeff. You motherfucker.
He's about to Uncle Phil you out the door.
I do not. I do not. That's it. That's it. I'm bringing our bouncers up. Bouncers up. That's it. We're done. That's it. Eddie Kingston's up. Talk again. See what happens. On site. On fucking site. Okay? Good.
And that's just a word that I've been thinking about and talking about. And, talk about the media just being like, what would be clickbait and destroy the true story? They were like, oh, TJ was crazy. People were like, oh, yeah. I did. I wanted to move on because I was like,
people saying TJ was crazy. Notice he didn't go, but I'm not. They were wrong.
Don't like doing things for more than 5 years.
He doesn't like doing things for more than 5 years, like, his sobriety. It's about his max.
Yeah, I don't like doing anything for more than 5 years. I don't tell people that when they hire me, which fucks them down the road. But hey, what do you want from me?
And also, they're the first actual big film production company that gave me a shot. Because before that, I was the guy holding the camera in Cloverfield.
That's really true. And I got to the point, and this is how much I really care about the audience.
There he goes. Can I ask you a question, Mersh? I'm gonna back up a little bit because I saw a little bit of this, and I'm not as good at you as this, so I want you to look at this. Tell me, do you think he's coked up?
You didn't hear me earlier? I said he's getting that drip.
Oh, I'm sorry. I swear to God, when you said the drip, I'll tell you what I thought you meant.
Oh, you thought you meant his clothes?
Yes, I swear to God. I was like, I guess it's drip. I'm bad, bro. I honestly thought you meant clothes.
Because at one point he did this weird, like it's a weird throat swallow that really I've only done in my life when I've done coke.
Yeah, you got to get your tongue in there to try to get it off the.
Yeah, you're trying to scrape that drip out of from. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, real quick.
What you're talking about?
Why does Brian Callen look like he's running numbers for Sammy the Bull? Why is he dressed like that?
Because he probably is now. They're buddies now.
Why is Brendan Schaub dressed like the first openly trans soldier? And on the right, T.J. Miller's cocaine.
His genre.
Legend.
He's totally legendary. And he's talking about Maverick. And you guys are both Mavericks. And that's just a word that I've been thinking about and talking about.
Because you saw Top Gun.
And, talk about the media just being like, what would be clickbait and destroy the true story? They were like, oh, TJ was crazy. People were like, oh, yeah. I did.
You called a bomb threat on a train. That's not the media fucking with you, bud.
Wanted to move on because I was like, I don't like doing things for more than 5 years. That's really true. And I got to the point, and this is how much I really care about the audience.
Right here, coked up, completely geeked out.
I started being on autopilot. Yeah. I really noticed that I was showing up
too comfortable,
and I was just sleepwalking through it. Yeah. And then people will say, like, did you smoke weed on set and stuff? And no, they give you fake weed, But I really thought I got to a point where it's like I could be totally stoned this entire time. I mean, I play a stoner.
You were stoned the entire time. Yes, they give you fake weed, but most of the actors don't actually smoke fake weed. They smoke real weed. Stop.
Yeah, come on.
Fucking stop with that shit. Yeah, they don't let you smoke weed on the show, so they give you salvia.
Yeah, they give you spice.
Oh God.
Yeah. Who's always high. Yeah. And I had gotten into the rhythm. It was 5 years because the pilot was.
Imagine your career being being on an HBO show, and your job is just to be high all the time. And why are you complaining, TJ? What's the issue here, bud?
So it's 4 seasons, 5 years. And I could have just gotten high and kind of that could be my job and work great. I never get tired. So it's like I can get high. That could be my job.
Yeah, once you click into a character after that, it's just you get bored.
But you get bored, and also you're doing a disservice to the
Yeah, the same reason that you left the Goldbergs.
Oh, he was on there too?
Yeah. Brian Callen left the Goldbergs.
Oh, that's what I was saying, like TJ.
But that's Brian Callen's giving the advice when you left because of what happened.
Yeah, because of the unpleasantness.
Yeah.
The audience.
But also the level.
I like this audience. I want them to think, and I don't want them to be like, oh man, that was such a funny show, and TJ was great, but then in like episode 5 and 6, they were really trying to like shoehorn him in there. I don't want that.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think too, the level of success that show was at for you to walk away at that time, I think most people, I can't believe he's walking.
He didn't walk away. He's lying. He was fired. There was like several people that work with him that said he was impossible to work with.
Nuts.
I mean, again, Brendan Schaub is such a pea brain, right? That he actually thinks that he first off, he's trying to give TJ Miller credit like he's Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle walked away from his show. That's walking away from your show, right?
They begged him to stay.
And he said, no, fuck you. And he left. That's not what happened with TJ. He went crazy and then called the bomb threat in.
I go, oh, I'm a fan now.
Yeah. So that's what Hollywood. I love that Brendan's like, once he was no longer on the show, it's like, I'm a fan of that guy.
Because I like the show, but then when you walk away, I'm like, oh, that's some gangster shit.
It's true. HBO and Hollywood was like, why are you leaving?
Because the system doesn't work that way.
Yeah. And
you finally made this show so successful.
Shut up.
Brendan!
Sorry, it's just, he doesn't fucking stop, man. He does not have any rhythm as far as speaking with people. Like, he doesn't have any conversational rhythm.
Maybe you should have asked me, Papa. With that new thing he's doing, that new voice he's doing.
You should have ran it by me.
Fucking retard.
And I also had a component of it that was like, I was doing film and I was doing stand-up every night.
Yeah, you were doing stand-up every night, huh? You would go to the bathroom and do stand-up every night, right? This bathroom is terrible to do coke in. I always think of American Psycho.
So I do 14 hours. I mean, you can be on the fucking set.
I shot schools right next to you guys.
What? You did what?
You shot school?
Holy fuck!
Brian!
I know your dad was in the CIA, but Jesus Christ!
Calm down.
So I do 14 hours. I mean, you can be on the fucking set.
I shot schools right next to you guys on the Sony lot.
Yes.
So you guys literally.
Were you one of the Sandy Hook actors?
Yes. Don't. We're gonna lose $1 billion.
I'm kidding. I'm only joking. I'm joking.
I was only joking.
My trailer was here. Silicon Valley's trailer was right here. You guys were all over here.
Yeah.
We were right next to each other, and I would do.
Yeah, but the thing is, you were on like a fucking Hulu show, and he was on an HBO show.
Right.
He knows. I would be working a 16-hour day. I would schedule so I'd have an hour and a half to run to Santa Monica, do the podcast, and come back, and I do it in my fucking outfit.
So
with my
I'd
makeup.
pressure him and not miss the pod.
The pod, bro. Royce, you can't miss the pod.
Podcast is a short enough word. Podcast is a short enough word. It doesn't need to be abbreviated.
Yeah, but pod's even shorter. Papa.
Because I
Yeah.
couldn't
You
use
come
pod.
in makeup
Well, and
and a
it's
full
good that
thing.
you
Thank
did it.
God you did,
Mavericks.
because, you know.
Yeah.
Royce, they don't have time for full words like.
But the word
podcast.
maverick is just as easy to say as podcast.
I say Mav.
Yeah, we say Mav now.
Oh, really? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Well, you're a bunch of gets.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's absolutely good. But because I was doing stand up every single night and they had to move stuff for me to do, I also was like, and I had a psychotic break during that point. It's just
Remember, I love this. They go, they didn't fire me because I was crazy. He just said that a minute ago. And now he's like, I had a psychotic break. So TJ, what is it, buddy?
as we were talking about before. And so they definitely were like,
You had to say you had a psychotic break. If not, you would have been charged for calling in a false bomb threat. I'm with you. That's
Yeah.
what your lawyer told
I
you to
feel
say.
you, bro.
Every time you're asked, you had a psychotic break.
they gave me an out. You know, they gave me this really funny way to leave the show, which is Ehrlich is just in an opium den, and that's where he stays forever. So I thought that was so funny. But they also were kind of like, you know, this is hard, so maybe do you want to do 3 episodes out of 10 or 7 or what? And I was like, no, I think this is just such a perfect time to leave. It's such a funny way to leave. And the HBO was so sweet. They just were like,
Oh, that's good to
Are
hear.
you sure you really want to do? And I go, yeah. And I think that Hollywood in general, not HBO, I think Hollywood in general is like, but don't you want to buy a boat?
Yeah.
And that's the mentality. It's like,
God
didn't you
damn.
always?
Stop pretending like you being an idiot was somebody else's fault. Look, I know Hollywood is evil. We've been saying that forever. We've talked about it 100%. But also, I don't like people like that get kicked out of Hollywood and go, I left because it was evil. No, you would have gladly stayed there longer if they allowed you to. Okay?
It's true. Yeah, true.
Yeah, all right. You would have gladly stayed there longer if Sullivan and Sons had another season. Not to be specific.
Always want to be a TV actor, a TV star. Everybody wants
You like to
that.
have stand-up.
And I was like, no, I want to be a stand-up.
Stand-up.
And also, I don't want to buy a boat. I want to live in Manhattan with my wife and do stand-up
Sets.
comedy.
What?
Shut
Do you
up.
hear Brendan? Do you hear Brendan?
Sets.
He can't help
Comedy.
Sets. Comedy.
Sets.
Sets. Comedy. I need to
New
be
York.
part of this.
Set move. Comedy.
If I don't talk, people are going to realize I'm a sham. If I don't talk, people are going to figure me out. That's Brendan all the time. If I don't going to talk, the facade's going to fall, and they're going to see that I don't know what I'm doing. Oh my God! I have to. That's all he
Hey,
does.
stupid. Just so you know, right? When you have a guest on, treat it like me and Royce do. Oh, it's going to be a nice, easy day.
Yeah.
Let them
That's
talk.
it. Let him talk.
It's nice. Sit back. Neither one of us are so insecure that we're like, oh God, if I'm not talking, what are they thinking?
Who cares?
Just get Alex Jones on. You just sit back and go, all right, man, I'm just going to crack my knuckles and lay back in my chair.
That's it.
He's got it under control.
Do a couple live reads. Show's over.
Yeah, that's it. Bing, bang, bong. Let's go. Let's call it a day.
Be a TV actor, a TV star. Everybody wants that.
television.
And I was like, no, I
Yeah, stand up.
want to be a stand-up.
Stand-up.
And
Stand-up.
also, I don't
Sets.
want to buy a boat. I want to live in Manhattan with my wife and do stand-up
Sets.
comedy.
Sets.
And so that's kind of the impetus behind leaving.
Yeah. Important. Yeah.
But now I have this kind of weird situation, this haunting conversation. Do
yeah. Ghost.
you do the comedy zones?
Yes.
Florida?
Yeah. I don't know what that is. But I'm gonna say yeah.
That's
Yeah.
actually really funny. I can picture him going, oh, ghost.
Ghost.
Shut up.
Ghost.
No,
November.
yeah, Charlotte's the
Charlotte.
flagship.
Charlotte's the best,
amazing.
Yeah, I'll be there.
And
Yeah, but it's with shows.
I did Charlotte, and this
talking over.
guy Hef, who like runs all,
Love Hef.
Yeah, I
he
love
came
Hef.
to me. He's great, and he came to me, and we were talking, and he, you know, he's got all this stuff going on, and then I was like, you know, I think the problem is that people don't know that I'm a stand-up,
Sets.
so I'm trying to get more stand-up online. I did the
Think?
special.
Yes.
I think it's a big part of it. Either that, or I'm not a great stand-up, but they kind of you know, they know me as an actor,
Yes.
and they're coming to see me as an actor, and then afterwards, like, whoa, he can actually do stand-up. So I think I need to show everybody that.
I've seen TJ Miller stand up. It's not
It's not great.
the best. yes, I mean, I'm sure you are a stand-up, but let's be honest. You're more of an actor at this point, right? You weren't a fucking guy that was doing sets and then broke into the biz, as the kids say.